built in here, too. I mean, it's incredible.
Today's a marathon.
It is unbelievable.
Actually, it's been a marathon week if we think about it.
It has
been. Honestly, it's felt more like a sprint because I can't believe it's Thursday already. But there's been just so much going on between the Sixers-Knicks reaction on Monday when we had the first chance to react to the loss on Saturday. We preview Game 2. We react to Game 2. Yesterday was such a big NFL draft day, but also our reaction to the 2-minute report. And all of a sudden, I look at the calendar this morning. I go, oh, my God, it's Thursday.
It's ready to go.
It is ready to go. So I'm fired up tonight. I will get some things out of the way right away. I believe the Sixers win tonight. We will talk more about that, but I think they win tonight.
All right.
They also have to win tonight.
You're not going as far as I am, though.
No, not as far as you are. And we'll get to that because I am amazed with how comfortable you feel.
Very comfortable.
We also have the NFL draft tonight. So here's what I want to do today. Today's like, get on the record kind of day. Today's a day where I want you to tell John and Connor and I exactly what you want the Eagles to do tonight. All right, this is what I want. Now, I will say this. I'll make this clear. If you don't know every player by name, that's okay.
We got it.
If you want a cornerback, just tell us you want a cornerback, and then we'll discuss the cornerbacks that are available. Some that you might have to trade up for, some that you might be able to trade back for, some that you may be able to stay at 22. There's offensive linemen. There's now all of a sudden wide receivers in the mix. You tell us exactly what you want and exactly what you don't want during the NFL draft today. So let's start with that, boys. I don't really have a player in mind. I know yesterday Dylan McKinnon, who does a tremendous job behind the scenes here at the station, he asked us, hey, who do you want the Eagles to draft? And I said, if they trade up, I'm all about Kenyon Mitchell. I've now fallen in love. Based off of what we have researched over the last couple of days and based off of what Andrew DeCecco has told us when he's been in here, and he'll be in here today for the entire 8 o'clock hour, getting you set for the NFL draft. But, bottom line, instead of giving you player name, I want an impact corner, okay? That is exactly what I want tonight. I want an impact corner in the first round because I don't feel comfortable going into a year with James Bradbury. Jeff McClain has told us numerous times now he doesn't think Bradbury is even going to be on the team. Well, if that's the case, I don't feel comfortable with Rodgers on the outside or Vontae Maddox or Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I want an impact corner drafted or traded for at some point tonight via the Eagles.
I do not. I'm going to give you one that I do not.
Okay.
I do not want 2 players out of the first 2 nights of the draft. I want 3. So whatever maneuvering Howie has to do, I want 3 bodies.
Okay.
And I'm totally fine if the first one is on offense. I will sleep well tonight if they decide to go with one of the top offensive linemen in the draft. But what do I want? I fall in line with you, Chunas. I absolutely would love to see an impact player in the secondary. I don't believe it is going to be Cooper DeJean. I do not believe that's happening. I
saw a tweet last night from one of the NFL draft analysts that he's going to go even higher than people expect.
And I think that's an overdraft. I really do. I think it's an overdraft. I think it's I don't like players that don't have definitive positions. I want somebody that is. I don't want to hear that somebody, they could be this or they could be that. I want to hear the Eagles got the best corner in the draft.
Right.
If they got one or two of the if they got one of the best corners in the draft or one of the top 2 corners in the draft, it would make me feel really, really good about the direction.
And here's my other issue with DeJean. It's Nelson and I have him and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Right, where does it go?
Where does it go? Because Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, originally a cornerback, then transferred to safety when he came here 2 years ago, and he did a tremendous job. I thought that's where he was going to live for the rest of his career. When the Eagles re-signed him, it was nickel/safety.
Well,
right?
how do you look at him? Do you look at him as
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson?
I look at him as a free?
I look at him as a safety that they could put anywhere.
Okay, so then you could see
I've seen him tackle up in the box.
But you could see Cooper DeJean then playing a strong safety.
Yeah, possibly.
Right? So you could say he absolutely can hit like one.
Yes, he can. Yes,
but I just don't know. I don't want a guy who is. I don't think he's a tween. What do they say? He's tweener. Right. I don't think he's one of those guys. I want somebody. Give me a guy who is a corner, and I want somebody too physical.
Yes. Yeah, I want an impact corner.
I don't want a guy who is a string bean.
Right.
At corner.
Which is the worry about Nate Wiggins, who a lot of analysts have the Eagles selecting him.
A guy who, at 2 of his seasons in college, ended reportedly 172 and 174, I'm out. I am absolutely out. And the kid, and I know that the kid's background is he's a fine young man, fine teammate, everything like that. 172 and 174 at the end of two of his
about the measurables. That's totally fair.
I don't know that they're going to be able to put. There's some people you cannot put weight on,
right.
no matter what they try.
And I know Andrew Pacheco's talked a lot about Nate Wiggins, so we'll talk to Andrew again during the entire 8 o'clock hour about all these players that could be available for the Eagles, either at 22 or if they're in trade-up range.
Yes.
We talked about the 16th overall pick a lot this week. That's the Seattle Seahawks, who own it, and it just seems like they are destined to trade out of that pick because they want to try to acquire another second-round pick. And I know that's something that you don't want to do, so we'll talk about that as well.